Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your Boredom Busters coming up, but first, our top story. U.S. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland was in South Dakota this weekend to hear from Native Americans about abuses that took place at government-backed boarding schools. Haaland visited the Rosebud Reservation Saturday, where tribal members recalled being sent off to schools where the use of their native language and customs would bring swift and sometimes severe punishments. Haaland, who's the first Native American to serve as a cabinet secretary, launched an ongoing investigation into federal boarding schools last year. A 48-year-old woman has died in a rollover in Hanson County. The crash happened Friday afternoon southwest of Alexandria. The woman was driving an SUV when she lost control on a gravel road. The Highway Patrol says the woman, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was thrown from the vehicle. Out-of-state hunters drop a lot of money in South Dakota while they're here during pheasant season. Hunters from across the U.S. flew into Sioux Falls Friday ahead of Saturday's pheasant opener. They acknowledge that inflation has made the sport more expensive for them, but they say the opportunity to hunt in a pheasant hotspot is worth the added investment. Now, here's where they spend the most money, according to data from the Game Fish and Parks Department. Last year, out-of-state hunters spent $12.4 million in Brown County, $9.3 million in Lyman County, $9.2 million in Brule County, and $9 million in Tripp County. And hunters spent more than $160 million total statewide last year. Well, we've often reported on stories about guns being stolen from inside of cars or homes, with some of those weapons ending up being used to commit other crimes. But the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance is helping to ensure that guns don't end up in the wrong hands. They have a Store My Gun program that provides a safe and secure place for their weapons.
The gun program is a great program to get that gun into a safe place, so when you're ready to get it back, you can have it back with no questions asked.
Phelps says they'll store any kind of gun as long as it fits into their doorway. You can call the Heritage Alliance to get more information. Let's get our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Megan Chatta in the Storm Center. Good morning, Megan.
Well, good morning. We're off to a mild start across much of KELOLAND. 43 in Sioux Falls right now with a northwest wind at 13 miles an hour and a few clouds in the area, but those clouds will go away through the rest of this afternoon. Today's highs into the 40s and 50s. We will keep that northwest wind anywhere from 15 to 25 miles an hour for the rest of today. Tonight we cool way down into the 20s. Just a light breeze and mostly clear skies for much of us through the overnight hours. Tomorrow is a cooler day. Highs only into the 30s and 40s across eastern KELOLAND, 40s and 50s in the western parts of South Dakota. And we will keep mostly clear skies, but we do get rid of that wind for the most part. And even on Tuesday, another cooler day, 30s and 40s. As our highs in eastern South Dakota and 50s across portions of central and western South Dakota with sunny skies and just a light breeze. I'll have your 7-day forecast in just a couple of minutes.
All right. Thank you very much, Megan. Well, Jefferson High School has only been in Sioux Falls for 2 years now, but the Cavaliers have already marched into the statewide spotlight when it comes to music. The marching band is made up of freshman and sophomore students. The band has placed third or higher at championship competitions in South Dakota and beyond.
This year we won Best in Class at the Big Sioux Review in Brandon Valley. We had our own home show, Festival of Bands. This last weekend we finished third in the large school division and had the third highest score out of 27 bands there at the show.
Jefferson finished atop the open Group 2 category in the Quad State Marching Competition at the University of South Dakota on Saturday. The KELOLAND Living Arts and Crafts Show wraps up today at the Ramkota Exhibit Hall and Convention Center in Sioux Falls. The show features 46 vendors selling everything from candles to cutting boards from 10 to 4. Admission is $5, cash or check. Get $1 off your ticket if you donate a book for Reach Literacy. Children 12 and under get in for free. And be sure to watch KELOLAND Living on Monday, where they'll be announcing the door prize winners, plus the winner of the grand prize, a Fonder sewing machine. The Mighty Corson Art Players present the dark comedy American Hero at their theater in Corson, South Dakota. The performance is at 2:30. Tickets are $20. The Santa Shack is a vendor fair for your holiday shopping in Wakanda. It's taking place from 10 to 2:30 in the Wakanda Gymnasium. There will also be concessions and a lunch special. More than 100 vendors are selling handmade crafts, vintage boutique, repurposed rustic and farmhouse items at the Fall Market in Watertown. It's taking place from 9 to 4 at the Cottington County Extension Complex. Riverview Tree Farm near Canton is hosting a pumpkin festival with picking hours from 10 to 6. There will also be live music, kids activities, plus farm animals. Admission is free. And the Fall Festival at Country Apple Orchard in Harrisburg includes a zip line course, a funny farm petting zoo, jumping pillows, a giant hay bale, maze, and kiddie train rides, plus food and live music. Today's hours are from 10 to 6. Megan?
Well, your 7-day forecast is going to remain dry. We start next week off with some cooler temperatures with highs into the 40s, but next weekend we could see temperatures reaching into the 70s. Northeast KELOLAND is much of the same, 40s to start your work week and slowly warming back up into the 70s by next weekend. Although Monday and Tuesday we could see some lows dropping into the teens. Central South Dakota, 40s and 50s to start your week and slowly warming back up into the 70s by next weekend. With dry skies, and in western South Dakota, not quite as chilly, highs only into the 50s, but slowly getting back to those 70s a few days earlier, starting on Thursday. Have a great Sunday, everybody.